Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are live here at Harlan County High School. Our one and only Trent is going to be committing here in a few minutes. We've narrowed it down between 8 schools. So we decided, it's called Cats Chat Podcast, but let's be honest. We're showcasing any Kentucky student athlete we can find. So we decided to come down. We decided to share this experience with you guys. And Trent, I had Trent in class, just a phenomenal kid, been covering his games for several years. And we got the one and only Josh Caldwell with us today. He's helped me cover some of the games as well. And then, of course, my co-host of Cats Chat, Mr. Michael Loss.
1A, just so you know. Is it 1A or is it 1A? So, as you guys can tell, this is going to be a little unorthodox for what we're doing here.
It's different.
We've got quite a full house here now. We've got on 3 here with a camera. I think they'll be streaming it live soon too. We've got a gentleman down here that we've obviously made some network connections with 247.com. So there's definitely a different representations going on here. Of course, WTUK is here as well, and a fan auditorium full of people here. But Josh, we're happy to have you here, who've got to call some of the games with WTUK last year and watch Trent kind of grow as a player. And can you just talk about how you've watched him grow and what you expect from him this season? And hopefully, guys, if you don't care, if you have my cell phone number, give me a text. Make sure you guys can hear us okay, because it's different, and we're trying our best on this.
All those shows you outlined a minute ago, the one I really am caring about is Cats Chat, though, right? That's the one that I want to log into and read and listen to. So, man, I've watched this kid grow up in Trent, and he is just absolutely fantastic. He comes from some of the best stock around in Harlan County. Great people, great foundation. I remember when he was in the 6th grade, he used to come out to the Harlan County gym and scrimmage with me and a bunch of other guys that was well graduated. And let me tell you what, he'd give us the business the whole time, too. He is just a fantastic athlete, fantastic kid. I'm really excited to see where he goes. Harlan County's been blessed to have a lot of signees, a lot of alumni that will sign with colleges. This one is potentially the biggest because, we have a few we have a few D1s here that are pretty large names. We have a few that are up and coming, multiple teams that are in the tournament year in and year out. This is a huge deal for Harlan County. I'm just so happy for his family.
Yeah, you're talking about 6th grade. When Trent came on our show, and it's probably one of our most YouTube viewed episode that we have. One thing I talked to you about when I used to be the administrator at the Christian school was they rented the gym up there for their AAU for like a solid 2 weeks. And I was like, man, these guys are 4th and 5th graders, and they're being more dedicated than the 1 year I played in college basketball. And the work ethics that they had at that age. I mean, I think his dad was the AAU coach at that time. They really are.
They are coaches' kids and they're gym rats.
And one person I talked to actually with the school here, he actually said, all the cliches that they say about these players, the attitude, the families, the in the gym constantly, the good grades, the attitude. He said, they all actually are true in this situation.
Yeah.
You always hear those stories where, oh man, he's a great kid. Well, he actually is a great kid.
He really is.
I don't really know him that well, other than what he came onto the show with us. He was a lot of fun and interacting with him here as well. He's been a lot of fun to just talk to. I've tried my best to get him to have a Cats Chat shirt underneath his sweatshirt, but he won't do that. Like,
it's a little bit of peer pressure.
Well, and that's kind of the misconception. People think because it's Cats Chat, it's just all UK, but it's Kentucky sports in general. Like I said, we got a kid a local kid especially that's got something like this going on. We're going to try to get there, and we're going to try to cover it. So he was on our podcast. I think it was when we called it the Recruiting Trail, wasn't it?
Yes.
Is that what the name of it was? So I'm just happy for this young man. And I said, I don't care where he goes. He's going to have a new fan. I'm going to definitely be a fan. So
of that team. We're already a fan of him.
Yeah.
But, of course, right now, if you're obviously not here, you're watching this live with us. They've got WKU doing some highlights of their team there. They've had Stanford on there. They've had
it's been a pretty nice little reel.
Yes. Shout out Eddie Creech on that. Eddie, whenever you watch this, we might need you to do an intro for us,
I refuse to believe he did this. Way too cool.
He does some really good stuff for his son, for his AAU.
That's true, yeah.
So. But it looks like things start to settle down here a little bit, so we might be getting some information going on. You got the Cats Chat pod that might be pulling up as Josh is trying to view here. Mark still hasn't even followed us on YouTube. How sad is that? co-host 1B doesn't even subscribe to us yet, but okay, we've got this pause, so we will get quiet and kind of turn over to them. Hopefully you guys can hear them. At least you can see the live video.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm Eugene Farmer, Athletic Director here at Harlan County High School, and I'd like to start by welcoming everyone here to Harlan County High School on this beautiful day to celebrate the college commitment of Trent Noah. I can speak for a long time about how much that Trent has meant to our basketball program, our school, and our community here in Harlan County. But instead, I'd like to share just a few things about Trent numerically. First, coming into his senior season, Trent has already scored over 2,500 points as a Black Bear. He has also collected 1,100 rebounds and has dished out over 700 assists to his teammates. Trent has over 25 scholarship offers, including major Power 5 and Division I schools. He has helped lead Harlan County High School to 2 52nd District championships. But finally, and most importantly, Trent Noah has one of the most humble, selfless spirits about him of any young man that I've ever been around. And knowing that one heart and one spirit lives in him gives me the great joy of knowing that wherever he chooses to continue his journey, Trent Noah is going to be successful. If you want to truly know what Trent Noah is all about, then listen to him. But if you truly want to know who Trent Noah is, watch him, because Trent's actions speak much louder than his words. With that being said, I want to introduce you to Harlan County head boys basketball coach Kyle Jones, who would like to share some words about Trent.
Didn't realize I was going to speak. I feel underdressed. I apologize for that. Real quick, I'm just going to say a few things about Trent. We know the obvious. We know how great of a basketball player he is. You know what he's meant to this school, this community. But some of the things that may not be as obvious to some of you guys that don't know him, as far as like his friends or his family, which I'm included in that. Just always knew Trent was going to be special. I can remember when he was a young kid sitting around at Christmas time. One of my uncles right here, Mr. Saylor, used to talk about how great of an athlete he was going to be. And at that time, it's funny, you know, we thought it was going to be football. But, you know, Trent's just an exceptional athlete, like I said. But one of the things that you may not know about Trent is I witness every day at school. And I noticed the other day, second period, he's in a class in the gym, and he's with mostly younger kids. You know, you think about it, you got all these offers, and, you know, a kid could be kind of standoffish with other kids. But I walked across the track, and it just caught my eye, and he had about 8 or 10 freshmen that was sitting around with him and just sharing a conversation. And I've seen him in the hallway just speaking to kids that don't even play athletic sports here. And he's always real humble and talks to kids in the hallway. And you know, he's a rock star. He don't realize that, but he's a rock star here in this county, especially the young kids. Another thing that might not be obvious is this will be the first time I started thinking about this in 30 years this year that a kid from this county has signed a full scholarship to a Division I basketball program. And it's crazy how things work out. And I'll end real quick. My father sitting back there actually coached the guy, Charles Thomas. You might have heard of him. He was class 1. So, and now my brother sitting back there and I both got the opportunity to coach Trent. Just really special. And Trent, I just want to thank you again with this. My first year coaching was last year. Didn't know what to expect. You know, you helped bring us a district title as a first year coach. I got to meet, I've done things in my first year that most coaches won't get to do in 20 years. Met all these coaches, got to talk to them. It's crazy. My wife would be sitting around and I'd say, well, there's Butler, or there's Richmond, or there's Seton Hall, or somebody calling me. It's just crazy how things work out. But thank you, Trent. I appreciate it. We got one more thing left to do. You know what that is. That'll complete your career. All right.
At this time, Harlan County High School Principal Kathy Napier would like to share some encouraging words for Trent.
I had something wrote out here, but I just wanted to just say a few things. I was talking to his mom just a few minutes ago, but how blessed we have been here at Harlan County High School to have Trent Noah here in our hallways with our kids, with the other athletes. But like Kyle had said, I have seen him after ball games. People waiting on him to come out of the locker room so they get a picture or an autograph, and he was always so humble to sign that last autograph or to take that last picture. You know, never aggravation, never, hid from them or anything like that. And that's what I think defines Trent and what makes him so special. And it doesn't really matter what school that he chooses to go to here today, because they're not only getting an outstanding athlete, but more importantly, they're getting a fine young man. And I'm just so thankful that he represents Harlan County High School in that degree. So Trent's family, congratulations. I know that we're all looking forward to this upcoming season and then watching them at that next level. Thank you.
Now, for the moment we've all been anticipating, I'd like to welcome and proudly turn it over to Mr. Joseph Tipton from the On3 Network, where Trent will reveal his commitments.
Yeah, we're good whenever you are. We got a 2-minute and 20-second countdown to others live.
Well, so we have a 2-minute and 20-minute countdown until we go live. The anticipation builds even more, right? I'm glad to see all these folks out.
Oh, yeah,
supporting
definitely
us.
supporting.
It's a large turnout.
And I like what everyone kind of was saying when we were talking about that right before it started was, he seems like he is a good person down there.
And he really is.
More than anything.
I've seen him wait after games just because little kids wanted pictures with him, and he would wait. He'd be dead tired because he played the whole game.
I don't know about you, Josh, but it almost sounds like they should have gotten Maximum Sound to play some music here for this season, don't you?
Yeah, maybe so.
Be a good little audible.
And I'll tell you something else that it's going to be interesting to watch this season. We're going to get to call a lot of these games live, you and I are. So on 105.1, we'll be calling those. But I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot of. We only have 7 home games, I think, scheduled as of now. He picked up a couple more, but I'm like, we're picking up teams like Ashland. I mean, these teams are good teams. So we're going to have a really good season. That's a fun season, I should say.
Stacked.
Where if you go 500, you're playing good basketball.
Right.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of how North Carolina started last year when they went on to play these high-level teams. They started the season off like a 5-8, and people are like, "Oh, it's North Dayton."
Yeah, and I was talking to Coach Jones about that. And the thing is, that prepares you for district play. That prepares you for the regional tournament. That's what you need. You need these
just
big
the
teams.
For a Harlan County kid to grow up here to be a 3-star recruit. I mean, that's
I still think he's understarred.
Well, I mean, it's the publicity that you don't get from around here. So, I mean, a 3-star, that's the 80s, above 80s, I think. So, like 85 to 87 around there.
And you notice his mom's wearing the Midwest shirt. He got a lot of publicity through AAU basketball. That Midwest Basketball Club, same one that Reed Shepherd played with. It's just good basketball club. So
Sounds like we're about to turn it over to on three.
All right, welcome to the On 3 Recruits YouTube channel. I'm your host, Joe Tipton. We're back again today with another live commitment. Today's guest is 3-star Trent Noah from Harlan County High School in Baxter, Kentucky. He is one of the top players in the state. 6'6" shooting guard, is also ranked as a top 150 recruit nationally. Clocking in as On 3's number 146.
You know, they have him listed as 6'6". I still say he's about 6'7".
I'd say 6'6.5".
Today we will be deciding between 8 different schools: Dayton, Butler, Richmond, Seton Hall, St. Louis, Western Kentucky, South Carolina, and Stanford. Before we bring Trent on, please subscribe to the On 3 Recruits YouTube channel. We plan on having more live commitments just like this
Or Cats
in
Chat.
the future. Also, check out Trent on his social media. You can see his Instagram and X, formerly known as Twitter, profile there on the screen for you. All right, without further ado, let's bring in the man of the hour, Trent Noah. Trent, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, man. It's a big day for you, a day that you probably waited your whole life for. What are the emotions like? How are you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little nervous, not gonna lie, but it's awesome. I've been dreaming of this, so it's a dream come true.
Where are you at today? Did you happen to be there?
I'm at my hospital, Harlan County High School. I got my dad, my mom, and my sister, my closest people in my life.
Awesome. As you look back on your college recruitment, how would you describe this process for you?
The recruitment process, it's been really exciting. It's been a dream come true to experience being recruited. I've built relationships with some of the best coaches in the country.
Looks like Dad's a little nervous right now.
What was it that you were looking for in the
No,
college
he was
program?
talking to us a little bit before.
Throughout the process, I stayed focused on fit, style of play, and where I was needed. I feel like those 3 things are super huge to me. I felt confident that I could be successful at any school that checked off those 3. So I know the school today definitely did check off those 3.
All right, before you announce, I'm sure there are plenty of people that have helped you along your journey. So I want to give you an opportunity to thank those people now.
Yeah, I mean, I could go on and on about this, but first off, I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Without him, none of this would be possible. I also want to begin by thanking all of you all for being here to share this exciting news. Special thanks to all of my coaches for investing and believing in me. Each coach has pushed me to be my best. As well, I want to extend gratitude to Harlan County High School, my teammates, the Black Bear fans, HC faculty and staff, friends, and family. I want to thank Midwest Basketball Club for putting me on the highest stage to play against the best competition in the world. To my family, I want to thank my grandparents, cousins, aunts, and uncles that have provided me unconditional support that I'm grateful for. I would not be sitting here with this huge opportunity without the help of my dad, mom, and sister. I'm thankful for their sacrifices to allow me to chase my basketball dream. One person who's not here today I want to thank is my cousin Noah, who I consider a second sister. She helped me with my basketball camps and was always cheering passionately at my games. She definitely missed, but I'm making her proud. And that was my first workout partner. Me and her, we used to work out all the time. But yeah, I could go on and on about that, but I wanted to say that for sure.
All right, it's that time, Trent. Tell the world where you'll be playing with college basketball.
I'm committed to play college basketball at the University of South Carolina.
Our very own heading to the SEC, man.
SEC, how cool is that? That's awesome.
That's awesome. You know, this is one of those situations too, where even as a UK fan, I'm now a South Carolina fan. Of course.
Yeah. Trent, one final question for you. Why South Carolina? Why the Gamecocks?
I mean, on my official visit, I knew it was a one. Coach Harris and the staff are building something I want to be a part of. Their style of play, and I feel like my game goes hand in hand. I just couldn't pass it up.
A lot of folks don't realize that the coach at South Carolina now, Paris, he was the assistant coach at Wisconsin and Kentucky. He brings a style of play similar to Wisconsin players. So,
Paris and South Carolina Gamecocks see the top 150 recruit according to On3's player rankings. We appreciate everyone that's tuned in. Tune in a little bit later today. We'll have Trent Burns, the four-star center out of Houston, announce his college decision here on the On3 Recruits YouTube channel. Until next time, thanks again.
Once again, we want to congratulate Trent on his commitment to South Carolina. What an amazing opportunity. As we close today, we want to open up media availability for anyone who has interviews or anything like that with Trent, and also following anybody that wants pictures or anything with Trent. We certainly want to open up, and then we'll conclude with some family photos, okay? Thank you all so much for coming out today. And once again, Trent, congratulations.
I tell you what, I kind of respect Trent's privacy right now. Just being with his family, I know there's a bunch of different media outlets here. He's going to have to talk to a bunch of different ones. I just want to showcase him. You know, we could get a hold of him and get him back on at any time just to talk about the decision process. I mean, what are your feelings on that?
I say we let him eat it up and keep going with
Let him
it.
eat it up. We're going to keep it alive.
You get this one opportunity. I mean, you only signed once, Josh. I mean, you went through this process, right? I mean,
It's a lot of fun.
is it? So, I mean,
Let me also preface this. I was not nowhere anywhere near the.
listen, if you did a signing, you're in that category.
It's just a lot of fun because the build up, the getting to shop around the college,
Right.
getting to talk to people, and you just, you're the center of attention, and it can be overwhelming. You see, he's got the video boards going.
Yeah,
he
he got all
it's
this
just
going
something.
for
It's a
him.
lot of fun. It's
Yeah.
really cool. The moment that you sign and everything, it just feels like this feeling of relaxation. What is up? You're finally over.
Well, that pressure's over, and see, now he can focus on his senior year. And their goal is to win a state championship.
And,
You know that's their goal.
and my
Their goal is to win a
difference-
state championship.
you know-
That's what they want to do. So he's going to be interviewing with WYMT first here. So
And mine, I had done it after our season, so it was like I kind of had the high of the season over, and then it was into the off season, and I was excited to get there and to work. Like what you just said, he's going before season, so now one of the questions I'd like to ask you is like, why did you determine to do it before the season started? Like, did you want it just out of the way so you can zone in on your goals at Harlan County this year?
well,
to
he
win the
talked
district and region?
to us a little bit about that when we interviewed him on the Cats Chat podcast. He said that a lot of times the way recruiting is now, your junior season of AAU
That's where
basketball
it's at.
kind of is where
That's where people
everything
lock
sums
in
up.
on it.
Now, you may get an offer
Yeah.
here and there. Now, let's just
Usually-
be honest too. This is a commitment.
Yeah.
Right? He's not
It's
signed
not signed.
anything yet. So
I mean, it's pretty much signing
Yeah, it's-
without signing.
that's what it
It's
means.
a letter of intent, but
Yeah.
normally, very rarely do you see flips. Usually, every now and then you see a high level flip, but usually, whenever you
Usually
see
a
3-4,
A flip happens if a coach leaves or something
Yeah,
like that.
So, no, honestly, I think the reason why he's doing it now is one thing he wanted to talk to us about, or what he talked to us on the show was that he wanted to focus on the senior year. He had unfinished business as a team, not so much stats, but
And
just
they
as
do.
a team. And so he wanted to get this out of the way, and like what Marcus alluded to a second ago, just the whole AAU, the junior. He said once you get to the senior, it's not really your focal point. Like if you're not showing your high level ceiling then by the time you're a senior, you're already getting overlooked by these D1s. You know, you're looking at the junior college levels then. He said, I've already got South Carolina. Well, he didn't say obviously South Carolina like he was signing there, but these schools that are already looking at him. So he's like, I'd rather go ahead and get that out of the way and focus on my training, focus on everything else. So,
focus on the season because there's some unfinished business. We were one of the favorites, last year going into the 13th regional tournament, and to go in that first game and get knocked off by Corbin, it's got to leave a bad taste in your mouth. So, he's wanting to get focused and get things going and just do what he needs to do. I mean, there's all kinds of people here to talk to him. I mean, and I see Maddox over here. Maddox is probably going to be next on the list. I think
we'll be right here.
His game, they're saying over the summer in AAU, he's really gotten better at a lot of things. And I'm just anxious to see how this season turns out for him as well. You could have his cousin right there in Columbia with him.
And it could be a tumultuous start because you're coming into the year and you have your Joe Swanner already. How are you going to reshape these lines? Trent's job here is not changing.
Yeah, and they're going to have players like Caleb Johnson step up. Jason. They actually have a new player as well. Mines, I think is his last name. The young man that played baseball last year that came in, and he's about 6'4". He's going to bring in. I think he's going to give some valuable minutes, especially.
He's an athlete.
We know how we know about foul trouble, right? So he's going to get some minutes down there. So they're going to have some athletes to step up. You got Brody. He's been playing pretty well.
You're going to have – it's odd because this is going to be a team that's going to have a strong senior core in Trent, but also you've got key young players.
I'm telling you what, Cole Cornick coming in as a freshman, that young man can play basketball.
It's going to be a fun year overall, and that's probably why Trent wanted to do it this way,
to enjoy it.
To change his training up to be prepared for that, to kind of revert off of this hop of the college. Now we can say, hey, let's get the gym, let's focus up, let's get this district and region.
And you remember what it was like, Bert, to be a basketball player. I mean, you remember.
I still know what it's like. What are you talking about?
But like, Cole puts me in mind a lot of Trent, and Trent was our age. Cole is just one of those kids that he comes to class, he does what he needs to do. He'll get through with a test in like 5 minutes and make 100 on it. It's just like one of those kids.
So just get done with them
smart on the court and off the court. And that's just,
I think it's a breath of fresh air for him to get this done before the season starts. Because, I remember October 15th was a holiday for me. It was like a second birthday in high school because that's the first day the basketball could start up. And so once that came on, so we're October 1st now, so you're 2 weeks away from high school basketball starting. So you're probably got some open gym going on. It's like, Mom, Dad, I know where I wanted to go. He even said it with On 3 there that from the first visit, I knew that's where I wanted to go. And let me just get this done with and get all this stuff done with, which is fun. And get focused back into it and get in here. Because I'm sure, Josh, this might be a question for you on there. Sometimes having some of this during practice or whatnot can
be distracting.
It can be a distraction.
It's hectic. And again, please, Lord, let me be clear. I have no idea what he's going to do.
Well, just knowing that someone's coming to watch the pressure.
When I was a senior,
okay, guys, Josh is trying to be as humble as he can. You played at UVA Wise, right?
No, I was going to go to UVA Wise, and then at the lowest moment, I went to Lynchburg University in Virginia.
Okay.
Division II basketball. We were a good team.
I went to Alliswood College and played one year. Okay, I brag about that. So you went to one that has a university on it. Be happy with it. Okay?
University.
Mine's a woman's name with college. Okay.
We was a good team, and it was something that it's so different. It's so hard. One of the things that really grinds my gears in this world is I'll hear people say, "Oh, he went to Union," or "He went to that." That I will argue to my dying breath when I hear that. People don't understand. At any level, it's so fast. It's whenever you go from a high school level and you step up and you go to the level of any type of college, it's so fast. Going from
even the pass,
going from the Region 13th Region basketball, Kentucky 13th Region basketball, to the level that South Carolina is, a high Division Division I school that's in the SEC that in the past has competed and been a very good program.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh, the speed. It's just, it's so hard.
Well, a college athlete's a college athlete. I told somebody, even talking about, you look at the NCAA football field right now. The SEC, there's a lot of disparity there. It's very much closing, and an athlete is an athlete. It doesn't matter. When you're at the college level, you better bring your A game because that's all you got.
And there's so much to learn, too. And I say that because not even just the game part. Like I said, I played 1 year at Alliswood College. There is a shot clock. You think a shot clock is okay for you. You got 35 seconds. I remember
puts another pressure on you.
Oh my goodness, I got the ball and everybody was screaming. I was like, there's 4 minutes left. What are you talking about? I was like, oh, chalk, you know.
We used to, our play that we would run would determine whichever side of the backboard we got the rebound and who got it. That would determine what play we was about to run.
Okay.
And you had to analyze that in the moment. Who got the rebound? Which side of the court to bring it up? What player? It's just little things like that. It's just so hard. And Trent is a dude that you and me have watched a lot. He processes.
He has
so
a very high.
fast.
He has good court awareness, but a high basketball IQ.
When you have him and Max, that's why our teams are so good in the past, because both of those kids can just process so fast. And Trent specifically, with his size and athleticism, and you look at him, he's tall, he's strong. Like
a lot of people don't realize he's really
big
good.
Kid.
Worked out to put on muscle.
He must work out. Like he is.
He must work out.
He's a kid that
I'm really podcast, guys.
I'm really excited to see what position he plays for the game. Because he's a kid that I've talked to people, and I don't know if I see him as almost a tweener, like a 4-3 type player.
That's me. I said I don't. And the funny thing is, he can run point if he needs to.
Because I remember the very first time I ever covered a game with you, as far as the radio, it was his freshman year, and it was at middle school. I'm like, this dude's running point, and he's already got 10 rebounds.
If you remember, he was an 8th grader, and he was starting some games.
Oh, I remember.
But he didn't have the height at that point.
Right.
And as he grew,
it was almost halftime. The dude almost had was flirting with a triple-double then. I'm like, it's like running the point. He's taking 3 steps, and he's cross half court ready to shoot a 3, and he grabbed the rebound. I'm like, okay, this guy's kind of a different level breed here. So, I mean, I think 4 might be pushing it a little bit. I mean, he does have a decent shot. I was thinking 3, maybe 2.
He's got some
on that.
points.
But, I mean, he is a good rebounder, so he might end up being in that 3 position, I guess.
When you're flexible,
But basketball's become positionless, really.
well, and that's what I was going to say. But when you have the ability to play those different positions, it helps give you.
That's 247sports.com.
Yeah, that's his up there. Anyway. But what I was going to say is like, I've lost my train of thought. Totally threw me off guard here. I was just talking about like when you got a player that can play those different positions, you almost guarantee yourself some minutes too.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, you always have someone that you can step in. You can.
Well, in baseball terms, he's a utility player. The one that can play infield and outfield. Like he can run 1 through 4 in a way. So yeah, I mean, that benefits him.
And you're coming into a South Carolina team, they're going to have 5 freshmen in this class. I think 6 actually, with Trent being included. There are 6 freshmen coming in. That's a lot of freshmen. Wow. And also, last year, you don't want to say it was a downer for them because they were so young, but they were a team that took some lumps. But as the year continued, they turned out to be a very solid basketball program. And like Trent was saying, they are building. That's a team historically that has been very competitive in previous years. Trent, I hope can come in, get minutes this year. I'm excited to see how he translates his game to that level. I really want to talk to him because he said a few times there, I knew as soon as I got there because of the way they play, the pace of play, their style of play. I want to talk to him what he really identified with that. Like, what is it they do? And he's like, oh, that's me. Right. That's my game.
And where he fits in, too. Because, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer here, but with 5 other freshmen coming in, I mean, that's a lot of competition.
You also have 8 kids over 6'6" on that team, so that's a very tall team.
Right.
Very tall team.
See, but Trent's one of those players. He's not going to let that affect him.
No,
he's one of the hardest working young men I've ever met.
Competition brings out the best.
Exactly.
Something you and me have seen this last year. He goes out. He honestly, in my experience, tell me if you disagree. I felt last year he done better with larger players.
Yeah, I felt like
he
when
really
he
struggled
when it was a player, yes, players his size, he really played better against them.
Mostly because his foot speed just gave him such a leg up. He was able to get that quick, get to those spots, get to the nail, get in the bucket. Guys he really struggled with was dudes that could get up under and get into the street.
You see me making faces on here. I'm just trying to get Trent's attention, try to get him down here.
He's got his twitch. It's okay.
I'm trying to get his attention, so because I do want to get him on here. We warned you all when we started this podcast. This is just a bunch of guys talking sports.
And we don't know what's going on here. We're just trying to act professional.
Yeah.
But look at this cool shirt, everyone. Catch Jim.
Big shout out to Hot Off the Press.
Hot Off the Press for doing that.
It was hot off the press.
It was very hot off the press, let me tell you. Came rolling in, and I went back and changed in a dark corner and came running and said, hey, let's go.
Well, I just left my tribute shirt on to Bill Ellis.
The Bill Ellis tribute shirt. I've got quite a few.
We have so many different folks in this area that could do such a good job. I think this one was made at, is it Mountain Merch? Is that the Mount Merchant? Yeah, and then you got Hot Off the all these different places.
Mount Merchant got a bunch of shirts made quick for us whenever we did one more things.
You can see Trent absolutely loves us. Like, he loves talking.
Yeah,
He
he's always
don't
got a smile on his face.
And he's a kid that he comes across almost shy in nature because
He kind of is. I remember
he accepts these things. He knows that people love to be around him because of his personality and who he is.
like during the COVID year. That was his freshman year. And so let's just be honest, class wasn't what it was. Like, he could not come to class physically. So with his dad teaching down the hall for me, he's like, I tell you what, do you care if he comes in one day a week? You just kind of do like a tutoring session. So he would come in every week, stretch out, and one of the best. And, but always yes sir, no sir. Always ask questions. You know what I mean? Like, always ask questions. Always want to make sure he wasn't getting behind. He cared as much about it as like I did. You know what I mean? And it really makes the teaching process easier. So if that carries over onto a basketball, oh my goodness! Like, how they're just a sponge. You know what I mean?
Right, absolutely. And I'm just keep looking like they did say pictures with him, and that's what he's eating up right now. There is a line, people kind of still waiting. We want to let him do his due diligence with that, guys. We'll keep talking about whatever. Please overlook the pizza box for our stand here. But if we'll try to get him on here, if not, we'll try to do at least a recording or something and then air it later.
I think he's talking to the 13th Region Media Network right now. It's funny because I actually caught him on the. I'm looking at Mark. He's trying to make sure he's in the frame with me. But I was talking to Trent in the hallway the other day at school. I said, hey, listen, I know you're going to have a lot of people there wanting to talk to you. I said, you better make room for me. He got tickled. He said, I will, Mr. Lawson. I said, all right, good deal.
I'd imagine this is something he'd probably stick around as long as anyone wants. And he knows how much this means to Harlan County as a whole. Like, they detailed it there before. This is the first full scholarship ride that Harlan County athlete signs of Charles Thomas.
Yeah.
People don't understand that a lot of these kids, people that sign these scholarships,
It's like a halfway.
They meet you halfway. They'll say, okay, listen, come to our school, play. We're going to meet you halfway with a scholarship. And then it's amazing how a bunch of other scholarships just appear out of thin air, so it always works out. But
WYT just said that Trent made a decision for D1, just so you guys know.
Oh, they actually were here interviewing him. See, the cool thing about it is NIL has changed everything.
It really has.
Like, these kids are offering money now.
Absolutely.
Like, okay, you look at small schools. Small schools probably offer $25,000. I heard somebody saying something like that. Okay. You look at a player like Reed Shepard, just because of his name. Yeah, I'm saying, and he's like, they've already projected him to go middle to late round into the NBA. And I'm like, I look for him to at least be a 2-year guy. That's just me.
I think he's a good player. I think he's got great abilities.
But he's not played the first college game.
I don't even know how many minutes he'll get on our team. Like, I'm not taking anything from him. Like, to project him second round, like Oscar didn't even get drafted.
I see some projections out of late first right now too.
Late first?
And that's what's crazy to me. The NIL.
Let's see if we can get his dad over here.
I'm see if I can get old Dante on here. His name's Dondi. We always call him Dante.
Let him know like we're live right now if we get him over here.
I'll go over here and talk to him.
Okay. I know him as Coach Noah. Now, something I don't know with the NIL stuff is, does the athlete's star or rating, does that play into it? Like, can a 3-star athlete still get it?
To my knowledge, and we're actually trying to get someone from someone actually.
Back here? Yeah, you sit right back here with Josh.
We got it rolling right now. Uh-oh. There's a hamstring.
Get that on it.
Oh, we did.
I tell you what,
I can't do nothing.
I tell you,
like a big sis.
Well, while it was going on, I will say, I leaned over into the microphone and said, it looks like Dad might be having a hard time right now.
It's because he knows the hours he's put in with it.
I know he was going to say that.
about Noah. Yeah.
Pizza
Most
box.
definitely. So let me ask you, what's it feel like as a dad? Like,
It feels great.
Did you know?
Did I know who he was going to choose? Yes, I did. I knew, and I was. It was hard to keep it in. I wanted to tell everybody.
that would be a secret. I would like my kid wouldn't be able to tell me because I'd be wanting to tell my buddy
You
and
used to
then
tell
my
on
buddy.
yourself growing up
I
and getting
know,
in trouble.
I know.
Like, Mom, I did this. I'm sorry.
How much input did you have, Coach?
Me and his mom, really, we try to because Trent's the one that's going to have to be there for 4 years. We gave our opinions when he asked, but it was basically all Trent as far as decisions. We got to go around and meet incredible people. We got to go around and see incredible places. I think that Trent could have fit in several of them. But I just when we got to South Carolina, and his eyes, you could just see a twinkle in his eye.
That's awesome. That's a nice place, man.
Yes.
I went there for one football game and I was blown away.
And the good news, it's not too far away.
It's not too far away.
Nor from the beach either. So
Right. Go visit your son. Take a nice long trip.
we come to see you, son, but we're only going to be here an hour. We're going to the beach.
I had it narrowed down. I said I think Thad Motto would be kind of hard to turn down at Butler, but I said Power 5 with South Carolina.
Yeah.
I was like,
and playing against Kentucky.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, how cool would it be to say I went to a team and we beat Kentucky? From Kentucky,
which they actually did last year, didn't they?
I think they did.
I think so.
At UK, they
split. Yeah.
Well, listen, I told him. I said, I don't care where you go. I don't care if you go to the.
Don't say
if he went to Duke,
Don't say
I would cheer for him just because he's such a good kid, man. Now it might hurt the very depths of my soul, but I would cheer for him because I feel like he's.
So one question that we kind of was talking and debating here is why is he wanting to announce now?
That's a good question.
I'm not his dad. This is sorry, people.
Thank you. What was the question?
Why now?
It was a good one. I remember.
We all have our opinions. Why now? As far as committee.
Well, that's probably a question that you'd have to ask Trent, but my perspective, I'm glad because now he can be a kid.
He can focus on the season.
He can focus on it and be a kid. He's high school, his senior year, and he's been grouching the old bird back in the beehive, trying to figure out, what he was going to do.
South Carolina ain't ready for that.
No.
So, from my perspective, I'm glad. And the way that college basketball is now,
we talked about it. There's not one dominating team.
Right.
It's just there's so much disparity across the board.
The gap's so close, man. 3 and a 4 and a 5, like it's so close.
And I said, I know he's the type of kid. If he's in there, he's finding out he's not going to play right now. He's going to do whatever he can to bust his tail. Make sure he's playing.
That is one. You was asking a question about the influence of me and his mom. That was one of the things that we talked about. Wherever he does go, there's going to be. It's not all going to be roses, and we reiterated that. We want him to pick the right place, and we want him to stay. That's important to me.
And you say stay. Obviously, we're talking about transfer portals. We don't want none of that.
We don't want that. We don't want
that. Messy business of the transfer.
You guys know how it is coming from. We're loyal people. Harlan County people are loyal people.
Absolutely.
We're gonna find a way to make it work.
He's a kid that ain't gonna get outworked. Like Trent. Trent's been in a gym. He's been a coach with. He's been in a gym since he was long.
You think of it now. That's at least 3 kids from the 13th region I know now that are going to be playing in the SEC. Because Andrew Taylor transferred from Marshall, either to Ole Miss or Mississippi State.
Ole Miss, I think.
And then you got Reed at UK. Now Trent's going to be at South Carolina. Man,
how cool is that?
That's unbelievable. I hadn't thought about that.
That is
all these kids that we've watched, because like I said, I've been calling his games since he was in 8th grade. So all these kids that we've
all
seen
within
come up
close years too. Like
we're using our pizza box trying to balance a microphone to make everything work out here.
Professional. You got to start somewhere.
It might be a question for him, Coach, but I keep calling him Coach because he was my coach. Just so everybody knows.
Coach Dad. That's true too. Let's be honest.
He said, South Carolina fit his style of play really good. What is it he really zoned in on?
Well, what he really zoned in, if you guys can remember, I'm not a huge. I am now, but I'm not a huge college basketball. I'm more college football. I watch them all college. We call college football all day, but if you remember, a couple of years ago, Coach Paris was an assistant at Wisconsin. I think it was the Final Four when they beat UK, and the style that they play, he's brought that to South Carolina, which is more, college is kind of getting away from the more athletic kids that can jump up and touch the top of the backboard, and they're going after kids that can dribble, pass, shoot with high basketball IQs.
That's what he definitely has.
Yeah, and that's, I think that's going to be an advantage for him. They could have went out and found a ton of kids that can jump higher and run faster, but I think his positive is his basketball IQ, which is what Coach talked to him about.
Basketball is off the charts too.
Well, what all did Coach say to him? Like, what was their pitch to him? Like, hey.
Well, I think one thing that struck me when you go on these college visits, they're basically all the same. And they bring you in a room and they have highlight films of you in AAU and your high school career, and then they show you the same thing that they do. Coach Paris, he done the same thing, but he also said, now, this is what we're going to work on with you, and this is what you need to improve on, instead of telling him how great he was. And I think that really stuck Trent. We're already begun working on some of them.
Hey, that's the way. That's a good coach.
Yes, yes.
Hey, look, we love you. We want you here,
but you do have flaws.
Right.
Kind of like your spouse, right? Your spouse points out the flaws daily.
Exactly.
But they love it. That's why.
Well, he said that they said there was some good, though. So, I guess it's what do they call it? The hamburger, where you give them the good, tell them the bad, the good on top. Okay, this is how you were in AAU. This is what you need to work on. When we get to there, this is where you're going to take us.
Right.
I got you. So, because that's one thing. Some of us Harlan Countyans never get to experience that recruiting trail, and we got to talk to him about it on that episode in his house, where the curtains I thought was going to open up and say where he's at, but he didn't do it. But
just right there.
And that's one thing that I want to somehow be able to get that knowledge out there, because if you don't have supporting parents, it's hard to get recruited from this area. I mean, now you have social media and different things. Like in football, you got Huddle. I think they do that for basketball too. So I mean, there's things like that, but you've got to have some connections that put those films together to get you out there.
And you've got to have help. And I was thinking about this other night. There's a lot of people within this county that has helped Trent. If you look back, Coach Codorn, who coached at Kaywood for a long time, me and him started a little thing that was called RAP. I think it actually stood way back
at the Harlan County Christian School. I was letting you all in. I was talking about that earlier.
It stood for Rapid Development or something that he had gotten, and it's just like little programs. Like, our kids are at a disadvantage as far as they can't walk down the block and get into a YMCA, and they can't, so you have to have people like Codar, and then, good grade school coaches, good high school coaches, so it was a community, effort. There's a lot of things, a lot of people that he could thank for being in the position that he's in.
This
village
takes a village. This might be getting a little off topic as far as Trent focus, but talking with that, sometimes I think young coaches at the Pee Wee level and everything like that, sometimes I think we weigh the wins more than we weigh the development. And I wish there was somehow that could change, really, because like what you're talking about with that. Because I was telling Josh earlier, I was like, man, when they came in there, the dedication those fifth graders had, I'm like, that was astonishing to watch how, because it wasn't like, go through the reps. Hey, Tommy, did you see what I did? I got a scrape elbow, like they were dead focused, 100% running hard on those drills and everything. I was like, this is like, these players are going to be going somewhere. And years later,
and they win.
They did. Because was a Cal on that too as well, I think?
Yes.
So,
yes. We run around and played a lot of ball with Coach Cal and Jordan, and I think they made each other better. And it's just a community. And one thing that that I think also is that I think that Trent's most proud of is that he is from here, and he did it because there were so many times that people told him, you can't from here. And my response was, why not? Didn't know it would happen, but why couldn't it?
Why couldn't it? Especially when you're the level he is, too. Right. How much do you think AAU really played a factor?
I think AAU played a big factor, and Coach Cups from Midwest is unbelievable. He's actually written a book. He's got a podcast.
Oh, really? Shout out the book. Do you know it? I want to get it.
My wife has read it. I'm not much of a reader, so she tells me what's in it.
There we go.
No, she actually listens to his podcast, and this summer was the first time that Trent was actually injury free. Yeah. He got to go out last year. He got hurt. He messed his ankle up bad in Midwest, and Cups and them went to California, and they played Monty James on TV. Yeah. Trent didn't want to go. Trent's ankle was as big as, it blew up like a big balloon, and I told him, even if you don't play, get on that plane and go out there because you might not ever have a chance to get there. Exactly. He limped around on TV, on ESPN, and he made a shot.
I was going to say, he still made some shots.
Yeah, but this year he actually got to play healthy, and being on that stage, man, it was just some incredible. It's all the people you're going to see on TV. It was amazing.
I'll see him soon on TV. A few more months.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait. Well, we got a full year, though. He's still got basketball season here. We still got a senior year to worry about.
Yeah, just a few months. We'll blink our eyes, and then we'll be seeing him in that SEC.
Has he thought redshirt at all any first year?
No,
we don't talk that way.
Well, the reason why I even bring that up, not even in a negative way, is we just had Maxwell Harrison on the show with us our last Wednesday, and he was a redshirt freshman. And got to talk with him. He said, I absolutely loved it because I was able to look more as a coach, see why we're calling this play instead of I guard this man and this is what I'm supposed to do. I see the whole picture, and Trent's already that well developed mentally to understand everything. I don't know if he may want to take a year to say, hey, this is how college goes. Because I didn't know they got to play as redshirts as far as like scrimmages and everything.
Well, that's interesting, and I would the places nobody talked about redshirting, and the reason why was because this is one thing that I can take credit for. When he was getting ready to come up as an 8th grader, being an old football coach, all the coaches talk about his body, and that's one of the reasons why that redshirt is not being considered. So he's everywhere we went, he played, and physically. He can play physically because of his body. He's worked on his body. He's changed what he's ate.
Gotcha. So what position are we thinking?
Thinking 2-3.
2-3. Oh man, who said that? Well, that was me. That's we were talking about that. We thought he said 3-4. I said 2-3 because really
small ball 3-4 maybe.
Right. Something like that. That's why Coach, not only him but Coach. Really loved him because he thinks that he can guard even before in positions.
Oh, yeah. Right.
So the more people you can guard.
Who was saying that? I think that was me.
Well, that's how you stay on the court at that level. Be able to guard, be able to move, handle, which he can do all of. I can't wait to watch him this year in the region.
Oh, yeah. It's unlimited. I was telling Mark earlier, and I'm repeating myself for the show, but as far as the first time I ever watched him play was his freshman year in Middlesboro. Because whoever you needed to go with WYNT bailing on him, it's like, man, I love basketball. I'll go. The guy was at point guard getting the 10 rebounds in the first half and, hitting 2 or 3 threes. I'm like, who is this guy? So, yeah, the level, the physicalityness, the limit is unbottled. If that's even a way to say that.
Sure, you want to go get pictures with your family.
Yeah, we appreciate your time. If you want to stay here and chat with us, or go over there and say, hey, son, go over there.
And I'll be first to say, I miss you. I miss your smile. Every time we have a fire deal, I remember your face.
Eugene said, he said
780.
I appreciate you guys being here, man.
Oh, that's no problem. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
All right. Well, as soon as Trent finishes up talking to everybody, we're going to try to get him over here.
I think my camera's still got enough battery.
I'm hoping our battery holds out. We're going to try to get him over here as soon as he
he's not sat down since he got up from taking his sweatshirt off.
He's not had a smile off his face.
No. Notice that he's got the nice gold chain going on. But
I kind of love it. I'm hoping I can get him over. I'm trying to make eye contact.
Just give him a holler. It's fine.
Hey, Trent, can you come here for just 1 second?
Let's see here. He sits here. We'll block everything.
We're still live. I just figured I'd holler at you real quick. I've been trying to let you talk to
you have my seat.
everybody.
I'll stay back.
I know everybody's getting ready to get up there and get a picture with you. We just congratulations, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate
I'm
it.
pumped for you, man.
Thank you.
Sad it wasn't catch but it's okay.
Hey, you know what? The Gamecocks have a fan now. We'll be a fan for life now.
I appreciate it.
So we just want to know what led to the decision. What made you pick
Yeah,
South?
ultimately, Coach Paris and his staff, they're exceptional people, and they run an exceptional program. And I just feel like the style of play that they play and my style of play goes hand in hand, and I couldn't pass it up.
That's awesome. Now, your dad was saying that they didn't kind of sugarcoat it either. They started telling you stuff right away that you
Yeah.
needed to work on.
Yeah.
You got to appreciate that
Uh-huh.
from a standpoint, right?
Yeah, at least they're straight up and honest, and that's what I want. And it's proven to win. I mean, Coach Paris was in that 7-year stretch at Wisconsin whenever they had Decker and Kaminsky, and then 5 years at UT Chattanooga and had exceptional teams there. So now he's at South Carolina, and it's trending upward. So I'm excited to be a part of it.
So does it feel good to kind of get this out of the way so now you can focus on just having fun your senior year and going out and we're going for that.
Uh-huh.
We're going for a 13-3
Yeah,
title,
yeah,
right?
it's
We want to
awesome.
go to state.
Yeah, it's awesome. Put it behind me now. Focus on the high school season, win the region, and make a run at state. And it feels good that I can be a kid again now, so I can have my weekends free and
not go visit a college every weekend.
Not been traveling, but it's been a great experience. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Well, man, I tell you what, we look forward to calling your games this year. It's going to be a blast. I think we only have 7 home games this year.
I know it, and in the district, so
hopefully they're going to take us.
District.
Yeah,
The district championship is here. So
Yeah, we figured that out last year on the way back.
That will help out a lot.
You might have signed with South Carolina and all, but I'm just letting you know, I am a part of the team that did win 13th region once. So.
Oh yeah, Cumberland Redskins. I wasn't even thinking about that.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
Thanks, Eddie.
Well, that's like someone asked us. They were like, you're called Cats Shed. You're having people on that aren't really going to you. That's like we're Kentucky.
Yeah.
It's kids from Kentucky playing sports, and that's what we're all about.
Trent, you said a few times there, like their style of play is what you want. What is it that you really are zoning in on? Because we've seen him come from Wisconsin. It's like your father details now. You see most teams are wanting to load up really tall dudes, quick feet, want to jump out the gym. But you see more successful teams, they're wanting kids on there that has high IQs, that can pass, that can move it. What is it that you're really detailing with them that you see that you really want to walk in on and play with?
Yeah, over the years, Coach Paris, he plays and recruits guys that can pass, dribble, shoot. Like he's not, him and his staff's not drawn to rankings or just throwing in athletes. So I feel like I mesh with him well, and he meshes with me well. So I'm excited to see what we can do.
I can't wait to see that.
Well, I know your family's probably waiting to get pictures.
This is
1A, yeah.
So, do you feel like a pioneer for Harlan County here a little bit? Because
He is.
basically the only person they mentioned, who was it?
Charles
Thomas.
Thomas.
He was from
Full
Marlin.
ride. There's been plenty of partials, but
Right.
to get a full ride, that is massive. That is
And the work ethics that you've done for years past, do you feel like, you're kind of proving, hey, it can be done in our small area like that?
Yeah, it's awesome, and I feel like the biggest thing is to show the younger generation that they can do whatever. I'm telling you, just hard work and putting God first. You can do whatever you want, whether it's basketball or being an astronaut, whatever it is.
I love it to put God first. That's what I'm talking about.
You can chase anything you want.
Absolutely. Because, you've already done the summer camps a couple of times, and,
which is so cool.
Got
So
a passion for the kids' development as far as that. So, that's kind of what I thought. Like, you kind of are a pioneer for the pathway for those kids and what it takes, and you're kind of showing that. I appreciate that. I want to say that to you at least. Do you feel like there's anything that you haven't done to prove the way? Or is there anything else that you have a stone that you need to unturn or that needs to turn before this year over?
We got to win a region. That's the thing.
I knew that was
teeing him up good for
that. We talked about it. We said that, the way we are showing in the 13th region tournament last year, I said, it left a bad taste in my mouth. I could tell.
Yeah.
I could tell the way y'all walked off the court. I said, they're going to battle this year. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I've just been ever since that game. I'm just days are counting down to the season starts. So we're ready. We're ready to go.
So do we have it marked on calendars? Like they always say, this game is more like okay. So my last question: what's for dinner after this?
I'm not sure. Hopefully, my mom will cook me up something nice. 'Cause
I'm thinking some steak.
Yeah,
You
that.
deserve some
Steak.
steak.
That would be bad.
Now, when you
admit to D1,
when you get these big and L deals, don't forget us little people.
I bet, yeah.
Man, I appreciate you, Trent. Proud of you,
Thanks
brother.
for letting us be a part of it,
Thank
too.
you. I
Yeah.
appreciate y'all coming. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
man.
means a lot.
All right, no problem.
All right.
Thank y'all.
We'll let him go get pictures with his family. This has been fun. And I told y'all, we're sitting here with a microphone on a pizza box and just talking about sports.
can you actually see the pizza box in this live stream?
I don't know.
I sure hope so.
Trent's mom is now taking a picture of the pizza box.
We are professional. This is where it began for us. This
Is
is
Little
our
Caesar
pioneering.
sponsoring us right now?
Not yet. But we
Oh,
will
man,
take
we're going to have to work
sponsorship.
into that.
Listen, I'm one of those people, though. If you'll get me talking about sports with somebody and it's promoting the kids.
We're hoping
especially, I'm doing all-
24/7 picks us up, though.
Yeah, maybe 24. We got 24/7 sports for South Carolina down here. Right? Yeah, there he goes. Say he's gonna put in a good word for us. I'm excited.
I'll be honest. This is good for our county. This is good for the school. It's good. I mean, it's a wonderful family. Everyone here has been there supporting.
And in the loss of his cousin Noah here recently,
Tragic.
I know this is
So sad.
something bright in that dark spot.
Absolutely.
And, they had the whole community praying for him during that time, so I know this is.
Couldn't happen to a better family of what they've
You've
got.
seen Coach Noah detail that to us about how they've had such tragedies lately as a family. This is just something to really buoy them and just make them feel better. And it's just so cool. It's so awesome.
Yeah.
County.
I'm glad you came and was a part of it.
Maybe soon we'll get you a Cat's Chat shirt.
That's fine. Bring me back on for some Kentucky basketball.
Absolutely.
Thanks. And
Oh,
then
you'll
you might
definitely
not
come.
get me
Kentucky,
some.
Tennessee football. I mean, you got to join for that.
If you want, I'll bring my wife. I guarantee you, she would have a great conversation.
We're trying to
with
keep
you.
it PG-13.
Yeah, tell her.
No, never mind. I don't know. She was about R-rated last night.
Yeah, we're on. You can come in.
And you already got a shout out.
Eddie's already been here.
No,
We've
no,
already
you
got a
already
shout out
got
once.
because I told
He's
Trent, I said,
already-
you signed with South Carolina, but I did win 13th rigid,
I
and he
made
instantly
sure-
said,
Yeah.
"Thank you, Eddie." Wherever
I
you're
made
at.
We
sure-
were wrapping up. Yeah.
Oh, okay. What about your Eddie? Where can people
Eddie,
find you at
yeah.
on social media?
Eddie's here with us. Y'all remember he was live with us last time. I know you can't see him in the camera. He's standing off camera.
Can we
now.
talk about how Eddie did a wonderful display up here?
You really did.
He can do the display,
I didn't know you could do graphics like that.
about the video.
Yeah.
Did you do that? Hey, that's pretty good.
but he doesn't know his handles.
We may have to be calling you. But
Absolutely.
we do appreciate all you folks tuning in today. Just let us, just for Trent more than anything. We just wanted to do it for him. It was just a fun day. Left church, came straight here pretty much.
The wife brought pizza. Thank you. Shout
Yeah,
out, wife.
I've still not
Technically, I
ate
brought it
it.
in.
But,
And you brought me.
once again, we got to thank Hot Off the Press for getting the shirts done. I just wanted to kind of keep my Bill Ellis shirt still on. So, but ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you so much. And Michael, what do you always say?
Love God, love others, love Kentucky sports.
Oh.
God bless.
I got to go over there and turn it off.